Welcome to Notre Dame football, presented by Discover. And ever since 1926, when Notre Dame and USC first met, this rivalry has defined excellence. It's two storied programs, one which personifies the ethos of the heartland, and the other that reflects the bright lights of Hollywood, and they take the field once again. New era of college football, but no series wakes up the echoes quite like USC and Notre Dame. So Notre Dame leads this overall series 50, 38, and 5. They had won 4 straight in this rivalry until USC won last year on their home field convincingly. See Coach Freeman getting set to return onto Notre Dame Stadium and onto the field. And for USC, Caleb Williams, the defending Heisman Trophy winner, leads the Trojans into one of the most iconic stadiums in the country. Long week for the Irish, but now it is time to prove they can win games just like this one. And here come the Irish. And for the first time in the Lincoln Riley era, USC heading out of the visitors' tunnel here at Notre Dame Stadium. Let's head down to the field. The third member of our team, Zora Stevenson, with Notre Dame head coach, and Marcus Freeman.
Coach, you told us that you often sit in your office thinking of what your team needs to hear. Ahead of its 4th ranked opponent in 4 weeks, prime time under the lights, what does your team need to hear prior to this one?
Let's run this thing back. That's what I told him. I said, you know what? Sometimes you lose in video games. The first thing you want to do is run it back. When we have been waiting 7 days, it's time to run it back, and our boys are ready to go.
In the process of trying to run it back, what are the keys to slowing down Caleb Williams?
Well, I think you got to win on this play. Like, he's going to make plays. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. And he's athletic. He's really good. So on this play, we got to make sure we do our job and get after him.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Two of the top quarterbacks in the country, Caleb Williams and Sam Hartman. And they are ready to write the newest chapter of this storied rivalry. USC and Notre Dame kickoff when we come back. Well, football weather has arrived in South Bend. The rain has stopped. It's been pouring the last 24 hours. It remains cool and breezy. It is a perfect October night for football, and the atmosphere is incredible. Lincoln Riley has gone from a young, bright offensive mind to an established head coach, first at Oklahoma, now at USC. Great meeting with him yesterday. Told us he's a fan of the 70 degrees sunshine as well as the transfer portal. And that's how he's built this team. And now he's in charge of restoring the glory to USC football. Zachariah Branch back deep. Spencer Schrader send us into the night. And anytime these colors get on the field together, a great night for college football. And here comes Caleb Williams, the biggest superstar right now in this game, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Those numbers, he's trying to run it back.
He sure is. As good as he was last year, he's been even better this year. And, you know, we talked about it in the open, his instincts, how natural this game comes to him, just leaps out week in and week out. He makes all the little plays and makes all the big plays for this USC Trojan offense.
And Marshawn Lloyd starts at running back. Williams gives. This is Lloyd, and he is met quickly by the face of that Notre Dame defense. It's Jean Baptiste making the tackle.
Yeah, one of the things we have to watch for with USC is they use a lot of different kinds of tempo. They go really fast sometimes they get on the ball. Lincoln Riley calls the play from the sidelines, and sometimes they go at a normal pace. Be a good challenge for Notre Dame.
Second and 9 for Caleb Williams. From the shotgun, Williams pressured, able to escape. This is what he does so well, buying extra time, and now he is forced over toward the boundary. That was Jean-Baptiste one more time, forcing the pressure, and it is time now for the honor roll, brought to you by Nissan.
A lot of talk about Caleb Williams, the quarterback. Marshawn Lloyd, 1-2 punch, provides a great running back option for USC. Brendan Rice, the favorite receiver outside. On the other side, Howard Cross playing well inside. J.D. Bertrand is the leader.
This Notre Dame defense able to force a 3rd and long. Empty it out for Williams. Caleb fires, and this pass is complete. It's Brendan Rice, and he is able to pick up that first down for USC.
Al Golden, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, told us he's not going to rush 3. He's going to rush 4 and 5 all night long. They're not just going to let him sit back there. Important for the cover guys outside for Notre Dame to guard him in one-on-one situations. Didn't happen there.
And it was a very slow start for Southern Cal offensively a week ago. Trying to start a little better this week as it is intercepted right down the middle of the defense. It's Watts, Xavier Watts with the pick, and he is still on his feet now as he takes this football down inside the 15. Looking for Lake McCree and well over his head.
Hey, we talked about pressure in this guy. They needed to get after Caleb Williams. They were going to come after him, and this time it was Javante Jean-Baptiste. You see him here on the right-hand side, getting in Caleb Williams' face. Caleb makes so many spontaneous plays. He feels the heat. He lays one up. He's too high with the throw, and Xavier Watts makes him pay.
And defensive coordinator Al Golden told us the advantage that they have is the veterans in that secondary coming up big early.
I love his approach. We're not just going to sit there and let him hang back in the pocket and make plays. We're going to come after them. We're going to take the fight to them. They did it, showing up early in this ball game.
To the ground game, handed off. Audric Estime, and Estime plows his way forward. Notre Dame fans cheer as they were waiting to see that last week against Louisville in that loss. And Sam Hartman, the 53rd start in college football. Wake Forest grad transfer. He had 6 turnovers during his Notre Dame career. 5 came last week in that loss at Louisville. Second and 4. Hartman gives Estime straight up the middle, and he rumbles ahead for just a couple.
Yeah, you talked about the game last week, and Notre Dame's offensive line was dominated, and that affected how they could run the football, how Sam Hartman could throw the football outside, and clearly they want to come into this ball game. They want to control that line of scrimmage. They feel like they have a physical advantage. USC up front, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of athleticism. Notre Dame feels like they're stronger. They've run on the first 2 downs.
3rd and short, an issue for Notre Dame offensively. Jabron Payne checks in at tailback. Hartman drops, fires, and this pass is caught. This is Payne, and Payne goes in for the Notre Dame touchdown. Can't ask for a better start.
Absolutely love the call by offensive coordinator Jared Parker. This is Payne right here. He slips out right here. There's pressure off of this side. Sam Hartman, excellent job against the free rusher, simply backing up, getting the ball out of his hands. You avoid the rusher, make a catchable ball. Excellent catch by Payne. A good block by Greathouse outside. Notre Dame finds pay dirt.
Spencer Schrader on for the extra point. Set up for the third interception of the season for Watts, as Williams was just a little high. Drifting backwards, there is Watts, and sets up Hartman in this offense perfectly, and they knew exactly what to do with it. Notre Dame football is brought to you by DirecTV, proud partner of Notre Dame Athletics, and by Allstate. You're in good hands. And by Chipotle, real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle for real. 18th anniversary of the Bush Push. Had a chance to talk to Leinart about that. He said, I didn't even know how I got into the end zone. I know I spun around. All of a sudden, everybody celebrating around me. The stadium fell completely silent, and I scored.
There he is right there. One of the most iconic plays in college football history. A young Pete Carroll running up and down that sideline.
Sure was. Spencer Schrader sent it deep. Zachariah Branch, and he is tremendously gifted as a return man, and this time swallowed up by the coverage of the Irish. And it is time now for the progressive game flow. It is star-studded in the building tonight. Keyshawn Johnson, USC wide receiver. About Justin Tuck, always one of the favorites every time he comes back to campus. And speaking of one of the favorites, Brady Quinn, Notre Dame quarterback. The game just referenced Tim Brown and Drew Bettis.
Oh, there we go. Save the best for last.
So cool. So one of the things that Caleb Williams has done so well is protect the football. He throws touchdowns, not picks, but to start this game tonight, just the opposite. A little high on that throw. Now Williams will just hand it off. This is Austin Jones, who had a huge game against Notre Dame last year. Offensively, last week for Arizona, punt, punt, punt. Caleb Williams fumbled. They're down 17 points. It was unfamiliar territory for the Trojans. Now Williams trying to get himself going, and this throw a little off the mark, but a penalty marker flies as Benjamin coverage.
Holding, defense. This is a 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Marcus Freeman out Golden told us there's going to be a lot of man-to-man coverage. They're going to isolate him outside. This is Benjamin Morrison. He's working inside. You see him just grabbing right at the top there. It's Michael Jackson trying to come out of the break. You can see why they called it.
Williams going to keep it himself. Makes one move and heads over towards the boundary. Pick up positive yards before Watts makes the tackle for Notre Dame.
What's so interesting about him as a runner is when he gets out in space, I mean, he makes these lateral jump cuts. He looks like he's a running back. It's not just, hey, he's a fast quarterback, he's a little bit elusive. He can make dynamic plays with his feet. So he obviously bothers you as a passer. You got to get in his face, but you also make sure you're disciplined in your run lanes, because he can kill you when he's running the football.
On 2nd and 6, and penalty markers fly right there at the snap.
Snap infraction, offense, number 57, 5-yard penalty, second down.
This has been a common theme for USC. A lot of these pre-snap penalties. This is the center, Justin Dedich. Notre Dame simply has to take advantage of them. They can get Caleb Williams in second and long type situations. They have to take advantage of him and find a way to get off the field.
Heavy backfield, and they hand this to Austin Jones, and he tries the right side of that offensive line, and it will be 3rd and long once again for this SC offense.
SC is a nice 1-2 punch at running back. Marshawn Lloyd, and we'll see Austin Jones more in some passing type situations. He's a good space runner and a good protector.
And they were fired up about the possibility of getting Zachariah Branch back, the true freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. 5-star recruit lined up there in the slot to the left of Williams.
A lot of rushers coming.
3rd and 8, Caleb Eludes the rush, now fires and has a completion right there at the 40. It will not be enough to pick up that first down. It's Taj Washington, and Xavier Watts, who has been extremely busy to start this game, has the tackle.
So far, so good for Notre Dame's rush plan. They're going to bring people every time. It's going to be a 5-man rush. There's some games up front. They force Caleb to his left. He's so talented, he can throw that ball back across his body. But talk about a guy who's showing up early on in this ball game. Xavier Watts, the big interception, now a big 3rd down stop.
Eddie Chapliski on to punt, and Chris Tyree on the other end calling a fair catch right there about the 13-yard line. Contact with Tyree. Crowd wants a penalty flag. There will be none. 7-zip, Notre Dame. To see fall in South Bend in full swing. The Thistleberry Farm Pumpkin Patch in South Bend, less than 10 miles from campus. Back onto the field comes Sam Hartman. And this Irish offense that was set up so well by their defense for their first possession. Hand this football away. It is Audric Estime, who already looks much better than he did in the loss a week ago.
If you're Marcus Freeman, 2 series into the game on either side of the ball, you got to feel pretty good about how your team is playing, controlling the line of scrimmage on offense and making some stops on defense.
And that is Max Williams, who is shaken up. Really a key player, key leader, key voice for the Trojans defense.
Let's take a look at Estime here. Such a good inside runner, but has the ability to bounce it outside. And when he gets those shoulders square down the field, he's a hard guy to tackle. And for those guys in the secondary, they just got to go low. Estime is 233 pounds. They go low, and Max Williams took the brunt of it.
Check on Williams. Bryson Shaw checks in for USC. 1st and 10. Hartman drops. This is complete to Estime, who is working that sideline, lowers the shoulder on Jamil Muhammad over there and picks up additional yardage.
You know, Estime is such a big part of this team, and last week against Louisville just could not get going in either the run game or the pass game. But he's one of those guys, like a lot of great runners, who take so much pressure off of everybody else. Certainly the quarterback, the guys up front. They got to get him rolling in this ball game. He has to be the featured player.
Second and 6. Football goes right back to Estime, but he is met immediately right there at the line of scrimmage by this USC defense. Multiple defenders there, Davis and Alexander combined.
You know, the challenge for Notre Dame up front is how athletic. This is Bear Alexander right here in the middle of your screen. They're so athletic up front, and Bear Alexander, good leverage there, the low man, and then he's able to shed Zeke Corral and just be in the hole and stop Estime. So they're active up front, they're athletic up front. A lot of guys on this defense who are transfers. Had some success elsewhere. They're all coming together here at USC.
3rd and 5. Hartman drops, and this passes right over the middle. Big hit put on Rico Flores. That's Shaw that delivered the shot, and the pass falls incomplete.
Flores is one of these freshman receivers. It's been a big part of Notre Dame's offense so far this year, and Shaw, another one of those transfers from Ohio State coming out of the secondary. It's a good hit. It takes discipline to hit him between the 1 and the 7 and stay away from his head. A lot of traffic in there.
This is Bryce McPherson on to punt. Not very deep. Branch steps up and calls a fair catch right there at the 32. 7-0. Caleb Williams, see if he can get this SC offense going when we come back. Look from above Notre Dame Stadium on this beautiful Saturday night, and Notre Dame defensive coordinator Al Golden spoke so highly of Caleb Williams. He said, you know, it's rare when the hype meets the reality. One of the few exceptions to that in sport. He's every bit as good as they make him out to be. So far tonight, he's been under pressure.
He sure has, and it's a healthy respect for Caleb Williams. And Al told us that the plan they're going to put in place was similar to the one he used when he was a member of the Cincinnati Bengals when they used to play against Patrick Mahomes.
Williams on the roll. Now looking opposite. He's going to scramble and run. Now Williams crosses the 40. You see that ability, so patient back there, just waiting. That's Maris Leofau who's trying to run him down.
You know, Jack, for normal guys, when you struggle in the first couple series, you say, hey, let's get him a quick completion. For this guy, you just let him play. Let him drop back there. Let him see the rush. Let him feel the
Holding.
rush. And then
Defense,
make something happen.
number 5. It's a 10-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And a late penalty came in there on Cam Hart, who has really been playing well for the Irish defensively.
Hey, when the play's 10 seconds long, it's hard for those guys not to hold on the back end. So that's going to be the challenge for Notre Dame all night long, is when he extends the play, when they get into the scramble drill. How do you guard him without fouling him?
Now 1st and 10. Washington in motion, hand this football off. It's Austin Jones, and Jones only got a yard. It's Gabriel Rubio making the stop.
And again, it's tempo. You see USC on the line of scrimmage. All their eyes are to the sideline, so they're not going fast. This is what they call scan. Get into a formation. Lincoln Riley looks at it, says, hey, I want to get to this. A big part of a lot of college offense is certainly a big part of what they do here at USC.
On 2nd and 9, bring McCree in motion. Williams, clean drop, has plenty of time, now has a completion. Right over the ball, picking up the first down is Singer. It's Dorian Singer making the grab and moving the sticks.
Singer's outside on the right-hand side. He pushes up. He's about the 4th guy in the progression. Caleb was looking left. He looked in the middle, worked his way all the way back to Singer.
Quickly up on the ball, hand this football away. One more time, straight up the middle. And moving ahead for a pickup of 3 is Austin Jones.
You know, sometimes you have an impression of Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams, and you think they throw it all the time, but you know, they really value being able to run the football. They work hard on getting into the right runs, both with their calls and with their checks at the line of scrimmage. They want to take pressure off of Caleb by being able to run the ball and being a balanced offense.
Bring Marshawn Lloyd back into the game at running back. Williams looks left, now moving back to his right. This is complete to Branch, one of the most athletic and electric players in college football. Zachariah Branch there as Henderson shoves him out, but they were hoping they would get him back. He's been a little bit banged up. Every time he touches the football, doesn't matter if it's a kick return, a punt return, a pass, he can take it the distance.
Yeah, look at him. Return to punt for a touchdown, to kickoff for a touchdown. He's got a couple touchdown receptions. He's a freshman, and that's all they could talk about. With all the stars on this team, they were so excited to get him back. Easy to see why.
On 1st and 10, Williams starting to find a rhythm and throws this football over there toward the sideline. You see Morrison calling for a push-off. It's Singer making the grab, and the refs are going to have a conversation.
On the offense. It's on the offense.
Correction. Pass interference, offense, number 15. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Before that penalty marker was in the air, you saw Benjamin Morrison say, hang on, I got shoved. How do you see it?
Yeah, it's an excellent call. Benjamin Morrison is a sophomore, one of the best cover corners in the country, and he's sticky. And he was sticky on Singer right there. Singer tried to create some separation. I think everybody in the building saw it.
Oh, a 1st and 25. That is Zachariah Branch, who is lined up at running back just beside Williams. Fake it to him. Now Williams flips this ball out, complete to Jackson. He takes it inside the 30, and another penalty marker comes out. As we now see Max Williams.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 20. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So this time it's Benjamin Morrison that is the guilty party.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties here. I don't think there's any doubt there. Benjamin Morrison gets his hands up in the face of Taj Washington, and he leaves it there. Not unlike a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman. And then interior line play. If it's there and you take it away, they'll let it go. But if you leave it there, they're going to call it. Good call by the officials.
So trade penalties on either side. Now SC set up inside the 15. Williams swings this football out. It's Lloyd, and Lloyd trying to gain that edge, takes it down about the 12 or the 13-yard line there. Broke a tackle on the way.
There's so many plays that Caleb Williams makes by extending them. He scrambles this way, he scrambles that way, but a big part of this offense too is simply getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Throw those bubble screens, throw those quick screens outside. Again, trying to spread the field and attack the defense a lot of different ways.
2nd and 9, and down here Caleb Williams' legs become such a threat as well. Saw that a week ago. Williams gives, and contact made, and then quickly drops. It's going to set up 3rd down.
Al Golden, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, said yards don't equal points. He said this is a hard offense to stop. They can run it, they can throw it. The quarterback's dynamic. The key is when they get down in close, we got to keep them out of the end zone. Last year, one of the worst in college football in the red zone. This year, one of the best. Marked improvement. Is a big down right here.
Spread it out on a 3rd and 6. We're going to motion Jones into the backfield. Pressure
looks like all that heat.
Williams flings this football out. It's caught and then immediately hit Jackson. He was stuck as soon as he caught it by Cam Hart, and Hart wouldn't let him go.
Al Golden told us he was going to bring heat, and he's doing it time and time again. This is cover 0. There's nobody back there. All these blue shirts on the line of scrimmage. You got to get the ball out quickly, and then it's incumbent upon the outside guys to tackle. Cam Hart playing as well as anybody on this defense, both covering and tackling. A huge play right there.
On comes Dennis Lynch, 25, and it's good. Just put on scholarship in September. And Dennis Lynch is doing a job. 7-3, Notre Dame leads. So look in there at the Grotto. One of the stops for anybody as they come across the country. Stopped by earlier this weekend. Filled up with Irish as well as Trojans, making the trip across the country and paying a visit to the Grotto. Here is Dennis Lynch, send it deep. And a trio back deep for Notre Dame. From the 10, this is Ford, and now Ford makes a nice cut and takes it out across the 35. Let's welcome in Abid Fareed, who's working the USC sidelines.
Yeah, Jack, earlier this quarter we saw senior safety Max Williams come off the field. He was putting no weight on his right leg. He spent about 7 minutes inside the tent. His fellow safety Bryson Shaw went in to check on him. He walked out, did Williams 7 minutes later without his helmet. Then he was assisted off the field, an emotional scene, tears running down his cheek. It appears unlikely that Williams will play again today.
Ahmed copied that. Max Williams, somebody that they said doesn't talk very often, but when he speaks, everybody on this defense, everybody on this team listens. Jeremiah Love checks in, give Love the football, and Love is met and dropped right there in the backfield. It's Tackett Curtis with a beautiful play.
Jeremiah Love is the change of pace back for Notre Dame. They're trying to get him on the perimeter, and they're trying to pull these guards, but the penetration of this defensive line by USC does not let them get started. When you knock the pullers off, you disrupt the whole play. You see this USC defense sprinting to the ball. Tackett Curtis making the play.
2nd and 11. Hartman to the air and has a completion. This is Jordan Faison, who came on so strong, the freshman, the cross star, playing some football as well out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. College debut last week, 15 snaps, 2 receptions, 48 yards, had that touchdown as well. He said, just doesn't bother him. This pressure, college football, big time college football, he's ready for it as this first quarter winds down. There was his week at Louisville.
What a great story. Faison, a lacrosse guy, been working scout team through training camp, and they got banged up at receiver, started to show up in practice. They gave him a chance, touchdown last week. Big pickup right there.
We expect to see a lot more of Faison. They are fired up about his speed. Notre Dame, defense set him up, touchdown paid it off. SC returns for a field goal. 7-3 game, the end of one. (7-3) Notre Dame at the end of one. Get the takeaway. Offense does the job. You gotta like the start if you're Notre Dame.
Yeah, no doubt. The big takeaway by Watts, the interception sets the offense up. Offense runs the ball, a big third down for the touchdown, so they got to feel good about the sudden change, taking advantage of it, and for the most part, just containing Caleb Williams. He's been efficient. He hasn't been incredible yet, so Notre Dame's got to be happy.
Tough job to do. Both these head coaches in the chess match. And a third down upcoming here for the Irish. This has been a tricky down for them. Tried running the football against Louisville and struggled. Jeremiah Love into the backfield. Hartman complete to the outside with some space in front. This is Chris Tyree, the speedster, who takes it into SC territory and picks up that first down.
Chris Tyree's in the slot on the right-hand side. There's pressure off of this side. He does an excellent job coming back to the football. Picks up the block by Evans, works back into it, and then gets north and south. Former running back, you saw it right there. Very comfortable on the catch, tucking it away and getting north and south. A huge pickup for the Irish early on in this ball game.
Shift here, brings a couple of tight ends across the formation, stays in Eli Raritan. Hartman trying to set up a reverse. It's Faison, and Faison now with some room out in front. You see what he is capable of. It's all they kept talking about. They like him on deep shots, feel like he can create some separation and get him the ball in the ground game too.
Just love the call. 3 tight ends over here. It looks like they're going to run a gap run. They pull the guard, then they bring Faison back around the other way. You anticipate a downhill run. You give it to Faison. In a short period of time, this guy's become one of Notre Dame's best playmakers.
Hartman gives, and straight up the middle goes Jeremiah Love. So there's 5 running backs for Notre Dame. You got Estime, Payne, who already caught the touchdown, Price, Ford, and Jeremiah Love. And everybody has kept telling us that the NFL scouts, they come by the building, and who do they keep asking about? Jeremiah Love. What's this kid? What's he all about? They already want to know about him. He's a true freshman.
The guy's got juice. Just watch the tape. You don't need to know a lot about football. He leaps off at his quickness, speed, and acceleration.
Hartman drops, and this pass is batted up into the air there by Chris Tyree as he tried to grab it, and it falls incomplete.
Good glimpse of Tyree on the quick screen. This time he's running an out route. It's actually a pretty good route, but these are the things that when you convert from running back to receiver, they're going to be new and different for you. So missed opportunity there. Now they find themselves in 3rd and 7. They're in field goal range right here, so important for Sam Hartman. He can't go backwards here. I would anticipate pressure by USC, trying to knock him out of field goal range. Sam has to know where his quick options are.
They will empty it out for Hartman. Scans and fires. This is complete to his tight end in Mitchell Evans, and he is going to be brought down shy of that line to gain. And you already see the offense calling to go for it, but instead the field goal unit trots out.
Love this decision by Marcus Freeman right here. Anticipated pressure. They went 4-man rush. He threw it quick anyway. It's 4th and a full 2 yards. It's been a really good start for Notre Dame so far. Kick the field goal, go up 10-3. You feel good about it.
Schrader has been great from 50 plus, 4 for 6. Only 3 for 6 from under 50. This time Schrader improves those numbers. 36 yards away. Freeman, he's been aggressive this time, content with 3. It's 10-3, Notre Dame. This look at the rivalry is brought to you by DirecTV, and what a great rivalry it is. The national championships, 11-11. Second, about Heisman Trophy winners. USC, 7 of them. Notre Dame, 7 of them as well. Second and first in NFL draft picks. Plenty of these guys everywhere you look in the league. And Pro Football Hall of Famers, both tied for the most.
Amazing storied programs, amazing coaches through the years, amazing players, not only in college football, but in pro football. You think about 14 Pro Football Hall of Famers from each of these programs, some of them in attendance tonight. Really amazing rivalry, certainly fun for all of us to be here.
8 plays, 46 yards, 3:48 off the clock, all led to a field goal. Now a touchback. So USC's offense started to find a bit of a rhythm. Last time we saw Caleb Williams took him down the field, set him up for that field goal attempt. 7 of 8. Of course, had the pick to start this game. Got himself going with his legs, and then all of a sudden the passing game opened up.
It sure did, and that's the way it's always going to work. It's going to be a balanced offense. They're going to want to run the football, but for Notre Dame, they have to feel happy. They've contained him for the most part. Their rush plan, both on early downs and on third down, has been effective.
Williams gives, and now on the reverse, it's Washington. He faked the second reverse there now as he spun around right there at the line to gain. So there's so many playmakers. They get them moving across the formation, and this time it's Taj Washington.
And what they did is they bring Washington around, they give him the reverse, and they fake it to Zachariah Branch. A lot of guys at Notre Dame go chase Branch. Washington captures the edge. Good drive starter for the Trojans.
On 1st and 10, this scan look, checking over the sideline with Lincoln Riley has been the game plan. Coming in here for SC. Handed off, Jones. And Jones takes it out to the 40. J.D. Bertrand as well as Nana Osafa-Mensah get him on the ground.
The other thing that's really impressive to me about Caleb Williams is the communication. You see him at the line of scrimmage. He's a natural leader. The guy has command. He knows what they want to do. His communication with Lincoln and with the other guys on the team has been effective.
Now up on the football, snap it quickly, give the football back to Austin Jones. There is nowhere for him to run. Third down forced once again by this Irish defense.
Good run stops, and now it's 3rd and 5. So I would anticipate pressure one more time by Notre Dame. They told us they're going to sub defensive linemen. You just saw it right there. A whole new crew of guys coming in to rush them. They're going to rush 4 or 5 guys, try to put some pressure on number 13.
Seen him use Bertrand as well as Leofow in that spiral this year. Now Williams, pressure comes, has a completion, and is right there at that 45 to Mario Williams, and he will gain that 1st down as the sticks move.
Notre Dame had a lot of guys up in the middle of the line of scrimmage there. They dropped them out, and they brought Benjamin Morrison off the corner. Now they're going fast.
SC right up on the ball. Williams headed towards the sideline, has a completion back to Williams as a penalty marker is up in the air as Leofow on the chase.
That's the challenge of all the different tempos that they use. If you're trying to substitute guys in and out, it's the old Peyton Manning thing. We're going to catch with 12 and 13 guys on the field. Caleb did it right there.
You saw Marcus Freeman was clearly upset going, we're not doing that right now, and trying to get things arranged over there on the Notre Dame sideline.
There are 2 fouls on the play. These fouls will offset, will replay 1st down. Ineligible receiver, offense number 78. And illegal substitution, defense, 12 players on the field. Again, these penalties offset, replay, 1st down.
This is the challenge of using the tempo. Notre Dame wants to sub, and after the 3rd down conversion, they're running guys in, they're running guys out. They got 13, 14, 15 guys in the field. Caleb sees it and says, hey, I'm snapping the ball. You look at it, this is the 2023 version of the triple option. You fake it inside, the quarterback comes out here, he's got a bubble, lineman gets caught running down the field.
Now Williams, play action, and he is looking deep down the sideline. And rising for it is Brendan Rice, and he was drifted toward the boundary when he left his feet. That's Benjamin Morrison over there in coverage.
Brendan Rice, Caleb Williams' favorite deep threat. He gets pushed too wide on the release. A little grab by Benjamin Morrison, but it becomes a trick shot when you get too close to that sidelines. One-on-one coverage. Morrison gets away with a tug. Big PBU by the Irish.
It's Jerry's son, Brendan Rice, told us some great stories about studying his dad growing up and all the things he tried to learn from him. Now hand this football away. It's Lloyd, and Lloyd trying to gain that edge, and you see the speed that he has as he takes a big shot right there at the end of it. It's Watts that delivered the blow.
You sure do see the speed. Lloyd able to take that play and bounce it to the outside. He captures the edge, a good stiff arm at the end of it. And there's Watts. This guy has been everywhere, real close to having that foot in the white. It's a good clean hit. It's a good stop, another third down. It's 3rd and 3. Watch for the quarterback run here.
Williams gives. This is Lloyd, and Lloyd is dropped in the backfield by DJ Brown. So a lot made about this secondary, how key their role would be in this game defensively, and they're stepping up big time.
It was zone read. The quarterback has the option to give it or keep it. He decides to give it to Lloyd. If you watch right here, off the edge, the perimeter tackling by Notre Dame has been excellent. Safety showing up, corner showing up. That's the nickel back right there. DJ Brown stepping up, making a big stop for Notre Dame.
And off the punt is Chapleski. And this drifts right down there to the 14. Penalty marker comes out as Chris Tyree calls for a fair catch. And we await the call. Penalty marker came out back where Chapleski hit that punt.
I think it's going to be a running into the kicker. 5-yard penalty. It'll make it 4th and short here.
That's Jalen Sneed on the rush.
Running into the kicker, receiving team number 3, 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
I think Lincoln's going to go for it. It's going to be just inside of 1 yard here, and he's across the 50-yard line. I think he wants to give number 13 another chance.
As soon as that penalty marker came out, you saw the SC offense get huddled up over there around their head coach.
Chomping at the bit.
Caleb Williams was immediately right back over there grabbing his helmet. So now on 4th and 1, Austin Jones, the running back. Williams gonna keep it himself around the edge. And now you see as he escapes a defender and picks up that first down, just do it himself. That was Watts who was trying to get him down.
In all these short yardage situations, you have a quarterback who can run like Caleb Williams, put it in his hands. Aaron Rodgers in his prime, Russell Wilson in his prime. That's what these guys did. They waited to the critical moment. They'd hand it to the running back all the time, and in the big moment, they'd keep it. If I were number 13 and could run that fast, I'd do the same thing.
Saw that in overtime a week ago. Biggest moments. Run Williams. Just keep the football with him, and now Williams throws this football over the middle. It's Taj Washington, and they will not connect.
There's a lot of different decisions that he has to make. We talked about the zone read where he keeps it. This is an RPO where he's trying to read if it's a good run look. If the defense plays the run, he's going to pull it out and try to throw it in behind him. So it's not easy stuff. It's not traditional reading pattern versus coverage. A lot of different decisions he's got to make, though.
Now on 2nd and 10. Williams Takes his time. Now he's just going to run as a penalty marker flies. Williams heads in for the touchdown. And we will wait on this call.
Holding offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
So Pregnon, left guard.
Saw that flag come out right away. Again, it's one of those zone reads. This is Pregnon, the left guard, right here. Caleb rides it, he rides it, he rides it, he rides it, and then he pulls it. You see Pregnon inside on Howard Cross. He grabs him and tackles him, certainly restricts him from getting there. Another good call by the officials.
Howard Cross, a tough assignment for any left guard.
He's playing awfully well.
Best. Sure has been. Wildly productive stat line for a defensive tackle. 20 quarterback pressures, first on the team. Now Williams, hands with the run game going with Branch. And now Branch takes it inside the 35. So you can line them up anywhere. Great offense.
Just get him the ball. One of the most highly recruited players in the country last year, Zachariah Branch. Dominant punt returner, scored touchdowns outside. Now put him at running back. Hand him a draw play. Biggest thing is get the ball in his hands. He's going to make things happen. It's a well-blocked play. He found the green grass. 2nd and 20 becomes 3rd and 3. Pretty good call.
5-star recruit showing exactly why. 3rd and 3. Williams hands this football off to Jones, and Jones is going to be tackled shy of that line to gain. It's J.D. Bertrand, the captain, who makes so many tackles for Notre Dame, coming up with a big one. And decision time here. Forget about the decision. They're leaving that offense out there.
I don't think there's a decision here for Lincoln Riley. He's going to go for it. They're inside of 1 yard. They've been running the ball fairly effectively. They have the threat of Caleb Williams with the quarterback run. They can challenge a lot of different ways.
On 4th and 1, handed off and hit right there at that point by J.D. Bertrand and stopped immediately. Bertrand said no, cleanly into the backfield.
He sure did. Bertrand saw it all the way. They go run inside. There's a hole. He shoots the gap. Another big stop for this Irish defense. This is J.D. Bertrand right here. The tackle goes down. This tight end right here, Jude Wolf, does not go down. He goes out. Bertrand hits it right here. The runner, Austin Jones, has no chance. The senior captain, the leader of this defense, Bertrand making the biggest play for Notre Dame early on in this game.
Flip the football back, and then he takes it back up the middle. Adric Estime, and let's check in on the sideline with Zora.
Jack, J.D. Bertrand says the defense is hungry right now. He told me the unit can be so much better than what they have shown on tape, and they know they can be that deciding factor. This week, it is all about frustrating Caleb Williams. Bertrand said the emphasis is on countering Williams' finesse with their physicality, and we have seen all of that so far tonight.
We sure have. Talk about an offense that averages over 50 points per game, led by Williams. And so far, it's been all Irish defense. Now Hartman firing deep, and this pass falls incomplete. He's looking for Jordan Faison, and coverage was great down the field by SC. That's Shaw as well as Bullock down there covering.
2 freshman receivers in the ball game. Jaden Greathouse outside, and it's Faison inside. Sam Hartman saw the man-to-man coverage, tried to take a shot on the slot fade inside. Faison had a hard time getting off the coverage.
Sets up a 3rd and 6.
A lot of guys around the line of scrimmage for USC showing a pressure look. Looks like they might bail out of there.
Hartman, clean drop, protected well, and this pass is complete and then broken up. He's looking for Mitchell Evans. That pass, though, is batted away by Roland Wallace. Christian Roland Wallace got a hand in there.
There's Evans working on the right-hand side. Sam Hartman's done an excellent job of this all year long, working back through his progression to that in cut by his tight end. A little behind with the football. Mitchell Evans should have had it. Excellent play by Roland Wallace, getting the hand in there and ripping it out. And there's that guy right here, Zachariah Branch, deep waiting for the punt.
Sure is. McPherson on to punt, and Branch with an opportunity. Puts that foot in the ground, and here he goes as he comes out across the 20. Some explosive steps, aren't they?
He's got some juice himself.
And now a penalty marker is out.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 24. Half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and 10.
We'll take a break. It's 10-3, Irish. Caleb Williams trying to get the greatest, the best offense in college football in gear. And they are backed up after that penalty on the return. Williams to the air, and this is a drop. That's Rice. Brendan Rice had it in his hands and just dropped it. Let's check in with Alvin.
Yeah, Jack, emotions running high on this Trojan sideline. We all saw the penetration that Notre Dame got on that 4th down stop. Well, the offensive line was over on the bench after that possession. Josh Henson, the offensive line coach, was lighting into him, but then over came Caleb Williams, even more animated, swinging his arm, imploring his guys up front to do better.
Yeah, Ahmed, thank you very much. Now 2nd and 10, and we saw Williams do that same thing, trying to get SC going down 17 a week ago. Now Williams flips this football out. It's Branch. Branch with one cut and go, and gets this out near that line to gain. It's Watts who made the tackle along with Leofound.
You used the perfect verb, flip it. Looks like Derek Jeter in a double play, just flipping it around. Osafa Mensah, the ball's perfectly thrown right on the face mask of Branch. Give him a chance to run with it after the catch. And you know, when you average 51 a game and you've scored 3 almost through the end of the first half, frustration can settle in. Important for this Trojan team just to relax and execute ball plays.
Williams, pressure, able to elude that, and then throws an interception. It's Watts again. Now Watts trying to take it to the house as he takes a shot right there near the goal line, and they're going to mark him out at the 2. Xavier Watts is having a night.
The ruling on the field is an interception. The defender's out of bounds inside the 1-yard line.
Notre Dame's rush plan showing up one more time. There were people all around Caleb Williams, who tries to climb up into the pocket. Pressure off the side by Morrison. Linebackers inside. He tries to jump and throw. Xavier Watts is doing an incredible job. Ball gets tipped at the line. Watts, his vision on the quarterback, playing downhill. Second huge play of the ball game. Notre Dame knocking on the door one more time.
And give credit to Gabriel Rubio there, getting his paws up. 1st and goal. Heavy formation for Notre Dame. Hand the football straight up the middle. Touchdown, Audric Estime.
Four tight ends in the ball game, and just give it to this guy right here. We're here, we're downhill. The Notre Dame offensive line challenged this week, knocking them off the ball. Second puller. Biggest thing is give it to number 7. He's going to create his own hole. No chance for the Trojans.
Rocco Spindler getting out front there and leading the way. Now on comes Schrader, and the extra point is good. So this is the night for Watts. He has been flying around this field, making tackles, making picks. He can do it all. The vets in that secondary setting up this offense. And coming up on the All-State halftime report, Maria Taylor, Michael Robinson, Joshua Perry, Matt Castle. They're going to recap the first half. And how about Washington and Oregon? We had that game on.
It was wild.
Instant classic. They'll break it all down as Washington outduels Oregon. So that guy right there just does not throw interceptions, something he has been so great at over his career. Only one pick coming in on this year, 2 interceptions tonight, 85 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 3 years playing college football. Irish defense getting the best of it.
Yeah, really important for him not to get frustrated. There's a lot of football to be played. We all know that. But, you know, all that jawing on the sidelines by everybody over there, the biggest thing they got to do is take a breath and just execute ball plays. Notre Dame has been all over him all night long, creating a hard atmosphere for him in the pocket.
Schrader sends it into the end zone. It is time now for Players on the Rise, brought to you by Hyundai.
It's all about this front. Notre Dame learned the lesson last year. We're not going to rush 3 guys at Caleb Williams. We're going to keep bringing people. It's showing up in the running game. It's showing up in the passing game. There's a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage creating havoc for Caleb Williams. This is a corner blitz. Linebackers inside. He's throwing a jump pass. It gets tipped. And on the back end, there's vision on the quarterback. Xavier Watts and his buddies taking advantage of these opportunities.
Not trying to take him off the field.
Yeah, exactly right. What's he doing over there?
1st and 10 for Williams. Now Williams looking deep down the field and just a bit too far, looking for Taj Washington. The coverage was great, though, by Thomas Harper.
It sure was. And if you have this rush plan where you're rushing 5 guys and you're forcing him to move to different spots in the pocket, you have to play man-to-man outside. Another example, Thomas Harper, good in coverage. Caleb takes a shot, no place to throw it.
Harper missed that Louisville game in concussion protocol, so they were extremely excited to have him back. Now 2nd and 10. Williams fires outside and has a completion here to Mario Williams. And covering for Notre Dame is Clarence Lewis.
Right at the sticks. I think they gave him the 1st down. And I think this is good for USC. Go tempo and go fast. Try to put some pressure on the Irish.
Williams, play action, pressured. And now Williams just going to get rid of this football. That was J.D. Bertrand, who shot into the backfield.
2nd down.
Shot into the backfield once again, and he was turning around and talking to Caleb Williams at the conclusion of that play.
You know, Bertrand's one of those guys who prepares so well. He's so smart and so instinctive. He always seems to be around it. As a quarterback, like, hey, were you in my huddle? I mean, he's always making plays. Another example there.
Now 2nd and 10. SC needs points for the conclusion of this 1st half. Williams pressured, retreats, and now he throws another interception. It's Benjamin Morrison who rises and picks it off right there in the sky. You saw Williams retreating, trying to buy an extra 2nd or 2, and Benjamin Morrison was just waiting on that football.
Hey, it's the same story. There's pressure off the side here. Creates a tough environment for Caleb Williams in the pocket. He's been so capable of making these plays, moving all over the place. Not tonight. Ben Morrison comes off his coverage. Again, vision on the quarterback in space. He guards him. Excellent hands catch, full extension. Watts has gotten him twice. Morrison's gotten him once. 3 interceptions in the 1st half for the Heisman Trophy winner. Notre Dame on the 50, knocking on the door one more time.
Most interceptions in a single game in Williams' career. Now back onto the field comes Hartman. Hartman has a completion. It's Rico Flores working the sideline, and that's Shaw that shoved him out of bounds.
Great vision by Sam Hartman, seeing the corner come off. There's a big hole up that sideline. Corner comes off. Rico runs by him before that safety. Bryson Shaw can get over. Sam Hartman's on time and on the money. Notre Dame is rolling.
And USC's trying to figure out what's going on. So USC defense has been put in some very difficult positions after these interceptions. Or is in motion. Hartman. And Hartman's just going to take off and run. He has some athleticism himself, and he will pick up that first down with his legs.
You know, we asked Sam Hartman yesterday in our visit, hey, you know, Caleb Williams gets so much attention. How do you prevent yourself from kind of making it a competition between the two quarterbacks? And he said, you know, I've been at this for a while now, and I've played against some great quarterbacks, so I know it's me against this USC defense. But there's a little part of him, the competitive side of him, that says, hey, I can run a little bit here too. You saw it right there.
Better believe it. 1st and 10. Here's Estime, and Estime tries right up the gut, and he's going to be stopped. Positive yardage there. Continue to move that pile forward for Tellini made the tackle.
Really like how Jared Parker, the OC for Notre Dame, has mixed things up. At the end of the day, Notre Dame should have a physical advantage up front. They should be able to do what they did right there, run the ball in the middle, but they have to give their guys a chance. Get to some space plays, throw the ball a little bit on 1st down, and then come back to the running game. Done a good job mixing it and starting with the pass.
Jared Parker, the offensive coordinator, talked about the importance of getting ahead so that he could call this game the way he wants to. This is how he wants to call it. Estime right down there toward the goal line. He's going to be stopped at the 1. You had Coogan as well as Spindler out there leading the way for Audric Estime.
They love this play. They love pulling these guards. Coogan and Spindler, there they go. Watch Coogan here leading up in the hole, pushing the linebacker by, and one more time, it's a stretch and a cut by Audric Estime, and big number 7 square running downhill. He's hard to stop.
Timeout, USC.
I'll bet your buck, Jack, to hand it to him right here on this 1st down play.
Feels too easy.
Yeah.
I think SC wants to just take a second here. Let's go to the sideline check-in with Zora.
Hall of Fame running back and Notre Dame great Jerome Bettis was beaming with joy as I asked him about Audric Estime pregame. He said Estime is reminding people of the old school Notre Dame offenses. Bettis told me every time Estime does something, he has a huge smile on his face because he would make the same reads he sees Estime making. When I asked Bettis if he's okay with some people calling Estime baby bus, he said absolutely.
The way he's playing tonight, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, what a compliment that is. And among the best rushers in the country over the last couple years, and this is where he's at his best. He's such a good low red zone runner, such a good short yardage runner, and I don't think there's any doubt that Sam Hartman is going to turn around and hand him the football. Got 4 tight ends in the ball game. They're going to try to hammer SC right here.
Straight up the gut, Estime walks in for the Notre Dame touchdown. It has been these interceptions that have set up the Notre Dame offense beautifully. Benjamin Morrison with the pick, Estime with the score.
3 interceptions, 2 of them got him down in the low red zone. This one at midfield. It was a throw by Hartman, a run by Hartman, and then the running of this guy right here, Audric Estime. And watch this Notre Dame offensive line. Maligned after the game last week. They've accepted the challenge, and they're winning up front all day long.
Spencer Schrader on for the extra point, and that is good. And we will be back in 30 seconds.
Number 10 for US. Number 10
Well, the question coming into this game was, is Notre Dame wounded? How wounded are they? I think they're mad. I think they were mad. And we talked to them yesterday. You could sense that. They have had Williams under pressure since the very beginning of this game, and the offense having no issue doing exactly what they want, hammering the football.
One of the real challenging things about college football is if you get your second loss early on, for a team like Notre Dame, people say, hey, you're out of the playoff race. You can't make it now. So in some ways, it's so deflating. And it was a big challenge for Marcus Freeman and his staff to make sure this team had cleaned the slate, forget what's happened in the past, and look forward to the challenge of Saturday night. They practice well. They're certainly off to a great start. They don't look wounded at all.
And Schrader with the low liner there that finds its way in for a touchback. So the spooky season, the spooky 4-game stretch, the primetime games, of course, go back to Ohio State. They lost that game 17-14 last time out here on this field. Then they head down to Duke, number 17 Duke. There's that last-second drive put together by Hartman. Then last week they head to Louisville, and flat out Louisville was the better team on that field, wasn't particularly close. And then you could just sense, hear that frustration for Marcus Freeman. And look at this performance.
They were chomping at the bit to get back out there and showing up in their play so far in all 3 phases of this ball game.
Williams drops to pass, and this is complete. A slant route there to Taj Washington. Washington is going to pick up about 9 yards.
The biggest thing for USC right here is, hey, you can't go back. You ain't going to get those throws back. You have to go forward here, and somehow driving this ball down the field and coming away with points can turn the momentum of this ball game. It's a good start right there, working the inside slant.
Williams drops and now has another completion. This time it's Williams, and Williams takes it out across midfield. It's Mario Williams. So with this SC offense, you never get the feeling that they're out of it, and now they're starting to roll.
Tricky part for Notre Dame here is you'd like to continue to rush 4 and 5 guys to keep pressure on them. Looked too comfortable in the pocket on the last one.
Caleb keeping himself, and then slides down as he goes inside the 45. That's DJ Brown there to meet him.
Still got 2 timeouts. 39 seconds to go here. They bang one there. And Jack, you know, I ended up going to sleep at halftime last night, but it was 29-0 Colorado and Stanford. And we woke up this morning and we saw what the result was. So a lot of football to be played here. And I think USC knows that.
24-3 Notre Dame. SC driving. Well, USC had kind of slowed the pace of this game offensively, and now we see them jump into this up-tempo in this 2-minute drill, and they're starting to look like themselves again.
They sure are. And again, with Notre Dame, you want to maintain that pass rush on him. Harder to do that in these 2-minute situations when they're going fast. And, you know, for USC, continue to drive here. Understand what you got. 39 seconds. You still have a timeout. It's field goal first. You score a touchdown, all of a sudden it's 24-10, and you're back in it.
On 2nd and 7. Williams just going to hand it off. This is Lloyd. He's not going to pick up that first down, so that clock will roll.
Sure will. And now you're well on the fringe of field goal range.
Now it appears that Lincoln Riley wants to use that timeout.
30-second timeout.
Interesting decision there to run it and use your last timeout. I understand in 3rd down you want to make sure you get into the right call. But you come out of this thing and you want to make sure you have timeouts. And college football, as we all know, it's going to stop for a quick second after you make a first down. But you put yourself behind the 8 ball a little bit when you don't keep those timeouts. I think you want to get the right call.
So now with 30 seconds and no timeouts for What are you thinking over there as a play caller?
Yeah, the other part of it is you give Al Golden a chance to dial something up on his end with the clock stoppage. So I think first and foremost, you have to protect against pressure. You have to give Caleb some quick options that he can go to if they heat you up. And if not, try to work some one-on-ones outside. There's the pressure.
Scans, fires, and this pass is caught. It's Taj Washington, and Washington will pick up that first down as he takes it down to the 25, so the clock will pause momentarily as they reset the sticks.
Notre Dame heated him up. The quick answer was inside of the slot. Washington wins across his face, and Caleb was on the money.
Now Williams drops, he's taking his time, pressure, just trying to get rid of the football, and it appeared he had his running back over there in the area as he took a hit. That's Marshawn Lloyd, the intended target, as he just wanted to throw it away.
What's jumped out is this rush plan to Notre Dame. They've done an excellent job keeping him in the pocket and making him feel uncomfortable. Discipline with their rush lanes, not letting them get outside, and then when it does come up inside, they got a spy waiting for him. That's Maris Leofow. Uncomfortable environment for Caleb Williams in the pocket all night long. 14 seconds, no timeouts here. You're in field goal range.
See if Williams wants a shot toward the end zone. Vertical routes, Williams' head, ball comes out. Lost the football. And it appears that Williams was able to dive right back on top of it.
Clock's
the clock,
ticking.
though, is ticking. Clock's rolling. Can they get everybody back in time? No.
They're going to call offside.
You had Notre Dame. Correct.
The question is, was USC legal?
There's no foul on the play. Notre Dame, timeout.
Wow.
Their first of the half.
Wow, that's a remarkable timeout right there by Marcus Freeman. A lot of people have been talking about some of the game management decisions that he's made. That was a tremendous timeout. He saw his guys offsides in that situation. Easy to get caught up watching the game right there. He turns, bangs the timeout. Yeah, take a look at the sack here at the top of the screen. They've done a really good job keeping him in the pocket. Rush lane discipline. There's Leofow.
Boubacar Traore.
Then coming off the edge is Traore, and he just keeps coming. He knocks that thing out.
They mentioned yesterday they want to get the young guy in the game. Boubacar Traore, have not seen much from him at all this year, and what a huge moment for him to check in and create that pressure. So now Dennis Lynch just trying to get SC some points before the break. And Lynch, it's a good kick, and that is on the money.
Freeman has to take the timeout because his guys are offsides. That keeps that field goal 5 yards deeper. But no doubt, it's a good drive for USC. Unfortunate for Notre Dame. They got caught in that situation.
And you saw how frustrated Marcus Freeman was over there on the sideline. It continues as he watches that field goal fly.
We've been talking about putting the bad stuff behind you all day long for USC. Marcus has to do that with Notre Dame. If you asked him at halftime, feel good about 24-6, I think he'd take it.
Let's head down to Zora.
Coach, making Caleb Williams uncomfortable was a focus for you all. How did that go in the first half?
I think our defense is doing a really good job of switching up coverages. Our guys up front are getting pressure on him, and we're able to capitalize on those balls that are coming to us. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, but we got to continue to keep pressing and being aggressive.
You avoid a penalty. What did you see before calling that timeout?
Well, I mean, we got to grow up. Like, we got to understand situational football, and I love the emotion and the passion, but you're going to get a penalty because we're too busy celebrating instead of getting ready for the next play, and that's always one play, one life, man. We can't worry about the last play and celebrate and get lined up, and it costs us 3 points, but we got to be better as coaches and our players too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Zora, Coach, thank you very much. So clearly frustrated, but he will go in with a halftime lead of 24-6. Should help calm him down. All Notre Dame for this first half. It's time now for the bulletin, brought to you by Genesis. 24-6, Notre Dame 18-point lead at the break. For the numbers over there for Williams, 3 interceptions, first career game with 3 picks, and Hartman hasn't had to do too much. He's been leaning on that ground game, did throw that touchdown pass. First half this season, 29 points per game. Tonight, 6, season low for SC. The Notre Dame defense, 3 interceptions in that first half. Last game with 3 picks and a half. 2019 against New Mexico. And you think about Watts, 2 picks tonight, giving him 4 on the year. Benjamin Morrison, interception to his name, 8th of his terrific career.
It's all about team defense for Notre Dame. It's been about their pressure, but the guys on the back end covering up in one-on-one, and Caleb Williams has given them opportunities with Aaron throws. They've cashed in on taking the ball away.
Notre Dame will get the football to start this half. This is Devin Ford, and Ford brings it out across the 20 and stopped right there. And let's check in with Alvin.
Jack, I asked Coach Lincoln Riley what were the biggest issues for Caleb Williams in the first half. He said he came out excited, forced a couple things, thinks he will be better in the second half. As far as his defense, they faced short fields, 3 turnovers. Said when they've had longer fields, they've actually fared pretty well against that Notre Dame offense. And Jack, as far as his message to the team for the second half, he said, we're still in this thing, got to settle in, especially on the offensive side.
They're always in this thing, the way that offense operates. And that guy right there, the mastermind. So out on the field first comes Sam Hartman. Audric Estime has been a major problem for this USC defense, as well as these heavy formations that Notre Dame has run. Hartman, this time play action. On the roll, he's looking for his tight end, puts it up top, and this is going to fall incomplete. Trying to find Mitchell Evans. Roland Wallace in coverage, and the football falls to the ground as Evans tries to get back up to his feet slowly.
Love the call here by Jared Parker. They go motion over here, they go naked back here. I don't like the decision. He has Holton Stays right in his face. He wanted to be aggressive going down the field to Evans. He throws it to Stays, he's still running.
It looked like Evans hit that ground hard as he was trying to gather the football.
Evans has been such a big part of the passing game for Notre Dame, so we certainly hope he's okay. Go back to the end of that first half, Jack. You know, Marcus Freeman calls a timeout because there's a sack right at the end of the half, and Caleb Williams smartly gets up on the ball and is going to snap it quickly. But if you see, there's 3 Notre Dame defensive players celebrating. So obviously they're going to get an offsides there. Ends up being a 48-yard field goal. Freeman calls a timeout to make sure they don't get the offsides and get 5 yards closer. He's certainly frustrated. He talks about it all the time. One play, one life. Get to the next play. Give Caleb Williams credit for getting that ball snapped, but not smart by this Notre Dame defensive line. The celebration allowed USC to manage a field goal.
It's good to see Evans walk off the field under his own power, but yeah, Freeman's statement resonated that we need to grow up. Said that to Zora headed into halftime. So now 2nd and 10 without Evans, who has been their top target in the pass game. And Holden Stays into the game at tight end and flipped this football to Stays for a short game.
No doubt that Jared Parker is going to try to stay aggressive here. He understands who's playing quarterback on the other side, so they're not going to sit on this lead. They come out with the movement, the bootleg pass on first down. They throw it again on 2nd down. Now they find themselves in a 3rd and 7 situation. I think it's a pressure down for USC on defense. Try to force Sam Hartman to get the ball out of his hands quickly and rally and tackle. There's a lot of guys up there in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Big time opportunity for this SC defense. 3rd and 7. Hartman firing, and this pass falls incomplete, trying to find Holden Stays, and straight through his hands it went.
3rd and 7, traditionally a pressure down for most defensive coordinators. It's pressure over here. He has stays running up and running out. It's single coverage. He's got the right call. The ball is just high. This is a makeable play. It's a good decision. It's a good route. Throw and catch. Turn upfield, you make a 1st down, you stay on the field.
Bryce McPherson send this punt deep. Zachariah Branch. Branch retreats with an opportunity. Dropped the football though. Branch lost it. Now trying to just get back on top of it. Recovery was not exactly clean, and then all of a sudden everybody comes in. They are going to say that Branch was able to recover that after he muffed it. And he did.
He's such a dynamic player. He's one of those guys that is always trying to make a play, and just didn't look like he looked the ball all the way in. He started to make his move before he got there. Didn't square up on the ball. Once you catch it outside your frame, it's going to be that much more challenging, but certainly aware enough and athletic enough to cover it up. USC dodged a bullet there.
And J.D. Bertrand punched it loose right there as he was able to then fight for the football back. First and 10 for Caleb Williams. Marshawn Lloyd begins the half at running back. Williams quickly to the outside, and he's looking for Brendan Rice. A little high, and Rice unable to gather it.
They've been calling Caleb Williams Superman since he's been in elementary school, and he tried to be Superman in the 1st half too much. Too many throws that he was running one way, jumping in the air, throwing it back across the defense under pressure. He's got to settle in. I like the decision there. Come back, get the ball out of your hand, get a completion. But just like Notre Dame, you got to be able to throw and catch and stay on schedule.
12 dropbacks under pressure and 3 picks under pressure tonight. Flip this to the outside. This is Williams, and he is stopped for a loss by Benjamin Morrison. Already has the pick. Now he's there making the play behind the line.
One more time, excellent perimeter tackling outside by the corners of Notre Dame. Benjamin Morrison is a really good cover guy, showing that he's a complete player. Textbook tackle. 3rd long here for USC. Look for Caleb Williams to try to extend this play and make something happen with his feet.
Been able to create a lot of magic on downs just like this. Williams, like you said, taking his time, and now this is batted away. Jalen Sneed rising, getting a hand right there on that football.
Jalen Sneed, one of the most athletic players on Notre Dame's roster, and his role in this game is to spy Caleb Williams. That rush plan has been really good. He's spying him. He's keeping his eyes on him. Caleb tries to drop the ball down to his running back, Marshawn Lloyd. Excellent awareness by Sneed to knock it down.
Kapleski on the punt. Now Tyree with an opportunity, and Tyree just brings it across the 25. But you mentioned Jalen Sneed, Mr. Football, South Carolina youngster, and the youngster stepping up. 24-6 Irish. Well, Notre Dame running the football against Louisville. 44 rush yards. Couldn't create any movement in that game. Tonight, 70 rush yards, a couple of touchdowns. Have been set up with these short fields. They have just been bullying the Trojans off the line.
Hasn't only been the run game. We haven't heard much from this USC pass rush throughout this game so far.
Now Hartman to Faison, and Faison makes one man miss, and then he's going to pick up a yard. So Faison is a guy that was killing the first team defense on the scout team. So he's running routes, he's beating all the ones. They're going, why don't we just put him in the game?
Yeah, many players have been discovered on scout team through the years, and Jordan Faison's the next one. And we talked about it earlier. Lacrosse player was on lacrosse scholarship, was a walk-on football player. They got banged up and they put him in, and he's really shown up here the last couple of weeks.
Handed away. This is Love. SC defense starting to stop that run. Faison, the lacrosse star, go down there to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is what he's able to do.
Shows him a leg and pulls it away. The guy's got some moves, and we're seeing it. And they talked about how fast he is, as fast as any of the receivers they have on Notre Dame's roster. A very good route runner for a young guy, and just has some playmaking ability. Find ourselves here in a 3rd and 6 right now for Notre Dame. We got some big people in the game. They start tight, now they spread it out.
Hartman scanning. Now fires this football into the flat. It's Ford, and Ford is trying to get loose. That's Bullock, Kalen Bullock, superstar on the back end for SC, who made the tackle.
Notre Dame had what they wanted. They shift and move, and then they take the back right here, Ford, and they run him into the flat. And watch this guy right here. Maybe the most dynamic player on USC's defense, Kalen Bullock. And if he doesn't make this tackle, that ball's going to go a long, long way. And it's not an easy tackle. It's textbook. He's right on the near hip. And he gets the back down.
McPherson, low punt, is rolling toward Branch, and this time he picks it up cleanly. And Branch, can he gain that edge? There's room out in front. Now Branch takes it out across the 40. Every time he touches the football, look out.
You could see the wall building, Jack. He almost got there.
Irish on top. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. And by the Xfinity 10G network, made for streaming live sports. And by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. Heisman Trophy winners, both USC and Notre Dame. 7 Heisman Trophy winners. And the last one for the Irish, Tim Brown, 1987. How about the reigning Heisman Trophy winner in Williams? Can he get this SC offense moving?
Some of the great names in the history of college football right there. And Caleb Williams is next. What a challenge he has ahead of him. Somehow he's got to put what's happened up to this point behind him, settle in and start executing some plays. Let's see if he can do it.
Caleb Williams from an empty look. Takes his time and now has a completion. Penalty marker is in the air as this pass is caught by Taj Washington.
I think they're going to get USC on a rub route inside to free up Washington.
Pass interference, offense number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
Age-old question, is it a rub, is it a pick? How'd you see
it?
It
was a pick. Protection was really clean. Okay, this is 4 right here. He works up and he just tries to shield. And you see Washington come open late. Caleb's poised in the pocket. He lets the whole thing unfold. And the ideal rub is you rub your guy into their guy. It's not to block him right there like Mario Williams did. Refs have been on it all night long.
Play football down the street from Hollywood. You got to act a little better.
Yeah.
They're picking basketball right there. So now backed up. Williams looking deep down the field toward Rice, and Rice is brought to the ground. Penalty marker on top of it. It's Benjamin Morrison who was running with him and got a piece.
There's been tight coverage
Pass
all night.
Interference, defense, number 20. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Tight coverage all night by Benjamin Morrison. This is a double move. It's almost like it's a slant and go. Rice runs inside, and then he runs his go route up inside, and Benjamin Morrison's in great position, and he just is there early. The ball was long. Typically, he has excellent poise with the ball. Not that time. Another good call by the officials.
That's the 3rd penalty on Morrison tonight. He has been aggressive. Williams, handoff. Now they're trying to set up a reverse. This is Branch. Now Branch is going to make some space for himself and just fight to try to get back to that line of scrimmage. It's Watts who ran him down.
Back to the interference penalty. Brendan Rice is Jerry Rice's son. Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver ever to play, and we asked Brendan about some of the tips that your dad likes to give you, and one of them was late hands. Don't show your hands too early where the defender can come and make a play on the ball. Excellent example there, not showing his hands and forcing Morrison to react too soon.
On 2nd and 10, back to the air, another completion. This time it's Singer. Interesting, too, he said, make everything look like a vertical. You know, he grew up watching all the YouTube clips, reading everything he could find about Jerry, and there they are.
Look at that hand right there. That's how you become the leading receiver in the history of the NFL. Nobody like Jerry Rice.
Up on the ball, moving quickly. Williams, long fake, now trying to escape pressure in his face, and down he goes. Heat on him from every direction. Bertrand got there first.
This Notre Dame defensive front has been incredible all night long. There's been no place for Caleb Williams to move, but a big part of this thing is what's going on in the back end. There's no place for him to throw it. The trigger by J.T. Bertrand. That's one of the reasons he ran into the ref. But this Notre Dame front and coverage working together all night long. USC second and long one more time.
Bertrand has been everywhere. Now Williams looking straight down the middle of the defense and has a completion to McCree. It's Lake McCree. And a beautiful little touch pass there by Caleb Williams.
Number 2 of the defense has to leave the game for one play. His helmet came off.
Certainly the best play for USC on offense all game long. It's play action. Bertrand gets caught up inside playing the run. Caleb with a nice touch throw over the top of the second level of the defense for a big gain and a first down.
DJ Brown lost his lid. Now here comes Williams. Keeping himself and just gives himself up there as he slides down. It's about the 30. That's Watts. He was on top of him.
Coaches say it so many different ways. Marcus Freeman talks about one play, one life. Go to the next play. Keep playing. Whatever you want to use. It's a 60-minute game. It's coach speaking. It's the cliche, but it's real. And for USC, as bad as it's been, you're driving the ball right now. You score a touchdown here. It's 24-13 with a lot of ball to be played. So you keep banging away. Give USC credit. They're trying to turn this momentum around.
Williams going to run the option and just pitch this thing away. It's Marshawn Lloyd who has all kinds of speed. Now he shows up a burst and goes in for the SC touchdown. Just as you mentioned, here come the Trojans.
Hey, and this was an issue for Notre Dame last week against Louisville. This old school quarterback option from the gun. He's going to read this guy right here. Tackle goes down. They loop. Bertrand gets caught inside. You flip the ball to Lloyd. We talked about his quickness, acceleration, and burst. Excellent decision by Caleb to spit it out wide. Blocking downfield by the receivers was big time. USC's back in this.
Dennis Lynch talking Lloyd. He gets into that secondary as fast as any running back you will find in this country. Get him the ball and watch him go. USC trying to get themselves back in this game. And tonight, don't miss the return of Saturday Night Live SNL. All new host Pete Davidson, musical guest Ice Spice. SNL live coast to coast tonight, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, NBC and Peacock. There they are, getting ready. Good Pete Davidson pretending to work there.
Good to have him back. Can't wait to see Ice Spice in action.
Oh yeah, we were bumping some Ice Spice. Went over to the stadium today, weren't we?
Sure were.
Got him rolling. Well, that drive from SC, 6 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes, 33 seconds, then the 31-yard touchdown from Lloyd. Opportunity for a return here. It's Ford, and Ford crosses the 25, breaks the tackle out across the 30. He will go. And let's check in with Zora.
Tight end Mitchell Evans went down on that last Notre Dame drive. He walked off the field on his own, headed into the medical tent. He was in there for about 10 minutes. He came out to play some catch with quarterback Sam Hartman, got a feel for the football again, and you see him seeing him take the field once again.
Well, that is big for this Irish offense. 2 straight 3-and-outs to open up the second half for Notre Dame. And Hartman, talking to him yesterday, he called Evans the #1 pass catcher, the #1 target in this offense. You know, he's happy to see him back out there. There's Evans in motion. Hand it off to Estime. Now Estime will find a little room there. Positive yardage moving forward and pick up 7 before Shaw made the tackle. This last handful of games, last few games, targeting Evans. That's where they found success.
Yeah, he's been their go-to guy, their best receiver, the most reliable receiver. Notre Dame wants to win this ball game. The biggest thing is continuing to get Audric Estime going. And they have to do it by running the ball in the middle of the defense, but they have to make the makeable throws in the game, not put so much pressure on this inside run.
Hartman back to Estime, and Estime is carrying multiple defenders forward, and he will pick up that first down.
This is the key for Notre Dame. This is the way they can bleed the clock. This is the way they control the line of scrimmage and wear USC out. You see the pulling guard, you see the pulling tackle, and again, Estime goes east and west, and then he gets north and south, and he's hard to tackle. So he's got to be a big part of it, but there are going to be some makeable high percentage throws on early downs that Sam Hartman's receivers got to connect with. Can't just all be Estime.
We're back to Estime. This time Estime is stopped up. Pick up only a couple.
It's what happens. You see all these white shirts around the line of scrimmage, 8, 9, 10 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. So the high percentage throws on early downs are going to be big. And then you come back to Estime. That's when they're at their best.
Jaden Greathouse in the game for Notre Dame. He's been returning from that hamstring injury. Hot start to the season for him. He was the #1 wide receiver before he got that hamstring pull and has been slowed down. Top of the screen is where he lines up. Hartman patiently complete to his tight end. It's Evans, and Evans navigating that SC defense and moving the sticks.
It's the very thing I'm talking about right there. Throw it to reliable guys. He lines up on the right and just runs a little drag route. It's zone. He shows his numbers to Sam Hartman. The protection's clean. Catches it, gets north and south, and gets the first down. Now you can come back to Estime. With the high percentage passing game, the mix of Estime, and then at some point you take a shot down the field. That's how they're going to move and score points and ultimately win this game.
Pistol formation for Notre Dame. Merriweather in motion. Hand the football to Audric Estime. Be lucky just to get back to that line of scrimmage.
They continue to crowd the line of scrimmage, and you know there's a lot of scrutiny of this USC defense. Statistically not very good in terms of yards given up and points given up, but oftentimes that's a result of being the defense of an air raid offense. Their offense scores a lot of points. They play in a lot of high-scoring games. Showing right here that they can settle down and make some critical stops when they need to. They've been awfully good here in the second half.
Play action for Hartman. Now Hartman looking deep down the field towards Tyree, and that pass is caught and in for the touchdown goes Chris Tyree. He's all speed.
There's your play action shot, Jack. It's run it, high percentage, run it, high percentage. And when you get a chance, take a shot down the field, and it starts up front with the protection. Much maligned offensive line for Notre Dame. Excellent run blocking. Tyree's going to be in the slot. He's going to run the deep post. There's nobody in the middle of the field. Sam Hartman is the best deep thrower in college football. He sees it. He throws it on time. He gives his receivers a chance. Excellent route by Tyree. He throws it away from the defender. A big-time throw and catch for the Irish.
And the extra point from Schrader is good. Hartman's 10th deep passing touchdown this season. It's a top 3 mark in the FBS. You guys had a great conversation about throwing the deep ball yesterday. Lays it up there, and Tyree does the rest.
Walk it to him, Sam. So I want you to look at this guy right here. When this #3 receiver, the inside-most receiver, goes vertically, it's going to be man-to-man. That frees up Chris Tyree to run the post with no help in the middle of the field. This guy right here, Sam Hartman, sees these things. They go play action to Estime. Once he sees that safety grab the out route, he knows he has Tyree. He throws it away from the defender, knowing that nobody else is there. It's a big-time throw and catch, the biggest play of the game for the Notre Dame offense.
In for the touchback, and remember, with Chris Tyree had his first drop of the season last week on that deep slot fade as he makes this transition from running back to the wide receiver spot. He needed a moment just like that to get the confidence back.
He sure did. You can see his juice, you can see his speed, his ability to run up on the defender and then run away from him. But when you play running back your whole life, catching a ball like that is different. So he spent a lot of time after practice working on the deep ball, tracking the deep ball, and you can see the work paid off. And we said it earlier, I've never seen a college quarterback throw the deep ball as well as Sam Hartman. It's so accurate. It's not like he has an incredibly powerful arm. He just sees it, he gives his receivers a chance, and they cash in on him.
Can Caleb Williams get hot? That's 31-13. Williams takes his time. Over there toward the sideline, has a completion. He stepped out of bounds. That's Taj Washington with the grab and with the first down.
Anticipate USC getting a little tempo going here, getting on the ball, trying to put a little pressure on this Notre Dame defense.
Empty it out for Williams. Now Caleb has another pass just deflected right there at the line. It's Howard Cross, who was rushing patiently and got his hands up in the air.
Every time they get going on offense, this Notre Dame defensive line continues to step up. And Howard Cross is not a real big guy, but boy, is he a productive player inside. Leads the team in tackles, tackles for loss, and he's aware and instinctive. Williams tries to get it out. Cross rejects it.
Now Williams hands it off. It's Lloyd. And Lloyd is going to be stopped up. Jason Onye there to make the tackle.
Good couple plays for this Notre Dame defense. They knocked the ball down on first down. 3-yard gain here on second. Now we got 3rd and 7 for this Notre Dame defense. Caleb's going to get him on the line of scrimmage. Try to get an indicator as to what the defense is going to be in and get to the right call. I would anticipate Al Golden dialing up some pressure. Some 5-man rush and man-to-man coverage outside. They're all down around the line of scrimmage.
Timeout. Notre Dame, their first of the half.
So it's really a fun chess match, and you watch it playing out. You have Lincoln Riley, who's scanning the play in with Caleb Williams, Al Golden, who's then checking the defense. It's all occurring there before the snap, and a timeout there. Freeman wants to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the recurring theme all game long has been Notre Dame's approach to rush and get after Caleb Williams. Don't sit there dropping 8 and rushing 3 and giving him all the time in the world. Let's attack this guy. Let's create some rush lanes. Let's force him to move in the pocket. Let's have guys containing him. Let's have guys spying him. The key to the whole thing, though, is those are all great ideas, but if you can't cover man-to-man in the back end, they don't work. Been great team defense by the Irish all night long. They need it one more time here.
The guys that we have seen spying Williams are the best athletes at the linebacker spot for Notre Dame. It's been Bertrand, Leofau, and Sneed, who have all made some plays. Now 3rd and 6.
See Bertrand over the center here.
Williams protected well, and Williams directly over the ball has a completion to Michael Jackson to pick up that first down.
You can see Caleb settling in a little bit more in the pocket, not moving quite as much, standing in, going through his progressions. Big throw right there.
Lets him set up this tempo. Now Williams, he is met and dropped. He's in the arms of Leofau, and it was Riley Mills there to help him out.
It's a veteran defensive group, so to be able to call a pressure like this on the move. USC's on the ball, playing with tempo. They dial up the pressure, get one-on-one across the board. This is what Maris Leofau does best. When he rushes the quarterback, he's got sneaky good quickness. He's flexible. Makes a move on the interior lineman, gets to the quarterback. Another big stop by Notre Dame, and it's 2nd and long for the Trojans.
Williams has Mills in his face, and he's just spun down. Nana Osapa-Mensah. It was Riley Mills that had the original pressure, then Osapa-Mensah finished him off.
One of the things you see Caleb Williams do a lot of is he comes out the back of the pocket. Here's Osapa-Mensah here in the end. And they talked all week long. Don't go with his upfield shoulder, go with his back shoulder. There's pressure inside by Riley Mills. Osafa Mensah stays high. Caleb Williams tries to bail out. He's right there for the sack. And it's 3rd and a mile.
This Al Golden scheme has given him fits. And Golden was excited telling about this scheme yesterday. Now on 3rd and very long. Just get the ball out to Jackson. So he can gain some of that lost yardage back. Benjamin Morrison there to spill him.
Time and time again, whenever USC gets anything going, this defensive line shows up. And you said it, Al Golden and his defensive staff, it's a great rush plan, not only by design, but teaching the technique. This is how he wants to escape. This is the angle we need to take. We've seen it time and time again tonight. Really effective for the Irish defense.
30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Flags in the air, right there at the snap.
False start. Offense. Not all the players were set. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That'll back them up even more. What are you thinking right now if you're Lincoln Riley?
The biggest thing they have to do is the pressure has been an issue for them, so they have to find a way to get the ball out of Caleb Williams' hands quickly. Create some rub routes and get a little run after catch and see if they can move the ball that way.
Really nice punt there by Chapliski, and let's check in with Ahmed.
Hey, Jack, yeah, we got some injury issues for the USC secondary. We saw Max Williams leave the game in the 1st quarter. His replacement, Bryson Shaw, was in the tent getting his left thigh retaped. He was not on the field for that 46-yard touchdown to Chris Tyree. So they're thin in the secondary, are the Trojans here for the rest of the game, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they have been banged up on the back end, and Zion Branch, redshirt freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada, now playing some big minutes. Maybe the last play of this 3rd quarter. Pistol set for Sam Hartman. Hartman gives it to Estime. A big hole opens up. Now Estime bursts into the secondary, picks up that 1st down, and that is Branch that makes the tackle to conclude the 3rd quarter. So Irish fans were saying more Audric Estime. You got to get the big fella moving. That has been the story offensively. Notre Dame on top at the end of 3. An aerial coverage tonight brought to you by Ford, and what a scene it is as they have shut the lights out here at Notre Dame Stadium. And above the rest is brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs.
This offensive line, much maligned coming out of the game last week. Give Joe Rudolph, the offensive line coach, and these 5 guys up front a lot of credit. They've been dominant running the football. This is what they do best. They love pulling those guards, knocking them off the ball. A couple of these short yardage plays. Hand the ball to Audric Estime. The protection has been clean. Look at the one-on-one matchups. It's a nice clean pocket for Sam Hartman to be able to throw the ball down the field. So after a rough night last week against Louisville, this Notre Dame offensive line has responded, and they've been the difference for the Notre Dame offense in this game.
Estime, 14 carries, 68 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Only had 10 carries for 20 a week ago. Estime up the gut, and Estime is stopped there by Mason Cobb.
Again, if you think about the stretch for Notre Dame, going back to Ohio State and then Duke and then Louisville, a little bit of a trap game. Everybody knew USC was coming next. And Louisville beat Notre Dame in all 3 phases, and Notre Dame's offensive line did not look good. They didn't protect well, they didn't block well, and they watched that tape. They didn't throw the tape away. They watched it, went through it. How do we fix it? Done an excellent job here tonight in both the run game and the pass game.
Gordon Faison back in the game at receiver. He's in motion. They get to Faison, flip it back. Estime, and Estime is met by this SC defense. Well played. That's Muhammad who got him on the ground.
And this is a big 3rd down right here. 31-13 with 14 and change to go. Important for Notre Dame to keep this drive alive. Obviously, USC trying to get off the field, trying to maximize their opportunities coming back the other way. 3rd and 6 situation. Again, a pressure down for USC. Don't be surprised to see Sam Hartman try to get the ball out of his hand quickly to beat the heat.
Hartman drops, gets that ball out quickly, just as you said, to Holden Stays, and Holden Stays turns around and picks up that first down.
Excellent by Holden Stays there. It wasn't pressure, it was just a 4-man rush, but one of the safeties was coming down to rob the middle of the field, be an extra defender. And Stays comes out of his stance, pushes up, gets first down depth, snaps it around. Hartman was on the money. Notre Dame's moving.
For Stays, he had 4 touchdowns the first 4 games, but he's been quiet since. Hartman flips it back. Estime takes his time. It's about as patient as you'll ever see Estime run right there. Only picks up a yard. Roland Wallace eventually just stepped up and said, "I'll bring you down."
And you see what Jared Parker, the offensive coordinator for Notre Dame, is trying to do. Getting this look where you're going to typically run the ball north and south with Estime, see if they can load the box, and then try to capture the edge right there. It's a good thought. USC was all over it.
Darian Price in for Estime. Chris Tyree across the formation. Hartman setting up a screen for Price, and Price is going to lose yardage. It's Jalen Smith, who has been a terrific tackler for this defense, who met and dropped him.
The cross the ball screen. Darian starts here, he comes back here, and then a lot of USC defenders recognize it. Excellent job by Smith capturing the outside shoulder of Price and turning him back inside. Now 3rd and 9 for Notre Dame. Sam Hartman's got to be smart here. He's got to understand this play in the context of the ball game. A lot of these USC guys in the middle, it looks like a pressure look on the back end.
Hartman flushed. Hartman's going to throw on the run, and it is batted away. Well played there defensively. He's looking for Jaden Greathouse. It's broken up over there right on the sideline.
Greathouse was out there by himself. This is a freshman. It's an awfully good year. Caught 3 touchdowns early in the year. Greathouse just needs to drive back to the football a little bit more. An excellent play by Christian Roland Wallace, continuing to drive back and getting that right hand in for the pass breakup, and now USC is off the field.
Zachariah Branch ready to spark. First and punt down to about the 23. Branch taking his time, now reverses field, hits the Jets, has some space. Now here goes Branch down the sideline. Only the punter left, and inside the 20 he will take it before McPherson gets him on the ground. Every time he touches it.
This is the guy that the USC coaches and the Notre Dame coaches were talking about. Highly recruited. He's a touchdown maker. He's got a punt return for a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, a couple touchdown receptions. Starts one way, starts the other way. We talked about Caleb Williams' instincts and vision. That's what Zachariah has. He showed it right there. The biggest play for USC up to this point on offense, and they're knocking on the door trying to stay in this game.
And SC needed it desperately. Set up inside the 20. Williams going to hand it off straight up the middle. It's Austin Jones, and maybe a yard.
Yeah, like we were talking about at halftime, 1974 USC Notre Dame. Notre Dame was up 24-0 at halftime, and the great Anthony Davis returned the opening kickoff for the second half for a touchdown. He went on to score 4 touchdowns, and USC won 55-24. One of the iconic games in this rivalry. Zachariah didn't do it to open the second half, and maybe this is the same kind of spark for the Trojans here in the fourth quarter.
And McCree in motion. Williams back to the ground. This is Jones, and Jones makes a cut and takes it down to just about the 10-yard line. Now Osafa Mensah making a stop.
Yeah, and this is the area that Al Golden talked about. It's not about yards, it's about points. Most improved red zone defense in the country, from one of the worst to one of the best. They got a 3rd and short. I got to believe this is 4-down territory for Lincoln Riley. So I would anticipate a run or a quarterback run in this situation, knowing that you got another down if you don't make it.
Williams gives it. This is Jones, and Jones is battling his way forward to pick up that 1st down. He's giving the ball to Jones there. He gets the job done.
Yeah, when you know you have 2 downs to get it, you anticipate running it in that situation. And if you don't get it, you're that much closer. Now they got 1st and goal on the 7. They're staying on the ball, using tempo, trying to maximize these possessions and score as quickly as they can, knowing they're down 18.
But Rice matched up with Benjamin Morrison up on top of your screen. Williams looking that way and into the end zone. He fires, and it is broken up. It's Benjamin Morrison who is there. Rice had his hands on the football, and Morrison wins.
One of the best matchups outside. Brendan Rice versus Benjamin Morrison. One more time. Morrison holding him. Excellent job playing through the down. Looks like Rice had secured it. Morrison continued to play, continued to tug, and eventually dislodged the football.
A 2nd and goal and some confusion for Notre Dame defensively. Now they get themselves lined up. Williams scanning, buying more time, scrambling, firing toward the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Brendan Rice. Benjamin Morrison won the 1st time, comes back, and this time Rice gets the best of him.
Wow. It's been a rough night for Caleb Williams, but this is what he does better than anybody in the country. It's empty, so you anticipate if he doesn't like one of the throws outside initially, he's going to try to extend the play, and it becomes a tough down for the guys at the back end. They have to cover for 8 and 9 seconds. He's running left and just flips it back the other way. You see him do this all the time. I don't know how he does it. One more time, coming up big for the Trojans, and they're back in it.
Not many guys on planet Earth making that throw right there. Had a couple of those a week ago. You just go, how in the heck?
It's ridiculous.
Gets the ball to Rice.
How would you like to be on the punt cover team for Notre Dame and have to try to tackle this guy? Zachariah Branch, he starts up, he goes right, he goes back to the left. This guy's got unique speed, quickness, and explosiveness. This is a tough down for a guy like Benjamin Morrison. The coverage is good initially, but Caleb Williams extends the play, and you got to guard him. It's not 3 seconds, 4 seconds, it's 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's a tough down for those DBs. They've been fantastic all night long. Williams extends it. A good strong hands catch by Brendan Rice. And don't think on that USC sidelines they're not doing the math. Okay, it's 31-20. Okay, we need a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie, and we got plenty of time to do it.
2-possession game, and here we go. This is Price bringing it out, trying to return of his own. Now Jadarian Price turning on the Jets. 20-10 touchdown Notre Dame. Wow. You forget about that 11-point game.
Wow. Both coaches talked to us about the importance of special teams. Special teams has come up big here in the 4th quarter. Jadarian Price, the freshman from Denison, Texas, showing his ability flash as a running back. Makes the biggest play of his young career, returning the kick against the Trojans.
Now Spencer Schrader, who has been busy with extra points, knocks it through.
How'd you like to be a guy on USC's cover team? Excellent job by Jadarian Price, breaking the initial tackle, Great runners have lateral quickness, and that's what he demonstrated there. He started right. He convinced him he was going right. He broke the tackle and darted back to the left-hand side, and then you see the speed and the juice on the back end. This game was starting to turn. The USC guys were doing the math. We got plenty of time. And then Jadarian Price put a dagger in the heart of the Trojans.
Number 10 for USC is now reporting as number 45.
He saw Marty Biaggi, special teams coordinator, over there celebrating with Marcus Freeman. And remember Brian Mason, the tremendous special teams coordinator from a season ago, all the block punts. And Biaggi creates a huge moment in this fourth quarter when things were just starting to tighten up, and you're thinking, here comes Caleb Williams. Can Caleb create another spark, or maybe first going to be Zachariah Branch?
How about that smile by Price? Sitting on the sidelines, everybody high-fiving him. What a moment for that young man. This place is electric, but you're right, Branch is on the other end. Who knows what this guy can do?
It's a game of returns, and he's got a chance. Branch out across the 20. Nice coverage here. There's a flag on the play.
During the return, holding receiving team, number 20. Half the distance to the goal. Corrections, number 6 on the hold. Half the distance to the goal. USC's ball, 1st and 10.
That's an excellent tackle in the open field. That guy's dangerous. He's hard to bring down, and it's a big-time play, plus the penalty. Caleb Williams backed up in the shot of his own goal post.
Antonio Carter in there flashing on special teams. Bring Washington in motion, and the football away. Marshawn Lloyd, Notre Dame defense rising to that occasion. Howard Cross and company there to stop him. Let's check in with Zora.
Benjamin Morrison is familiar with these USC receivers. He told me he grew up with almost half of them. We've seen Morrison and Brendan Rice going at it today. Morrison actually knows Rice better than most. They went to the same elementary school. Morrison told me he could even walk to Rice's house growing up, and Rice just scored on the guy he played backyard ball with. What's up with that?
Zora, he just smiled when we asked him about, all right, tell us about SC, tell us about these receivers, about 7, 8 deep. They work the football too. He goes, I know most of them. I grew up right down the road. Scouting report was easy. I've been doing it my whole life. And now flags right there at the snap.
False start. Offense, number 79. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
It's on Monheim, the left tackle.
Monheim their best right here. Sometimes the crowd knows when you're backed up. There's crowd all around you. There's guys behind you, on your right, on your left. It becomes awfully hard for these guys to hear, particularly when you got to set and block an elite rusher.
Now the Trojans back way up. Then Branch in motion. Williams running. Gets it out across the 10 where he runs into Jack Kaiser.
This will be an interesting call here for Notre Dame on defense. Been very effective rushing 5 guys. When Caleb threw the touchdown pass to Rice down at the other end, they only rushed 4. And he found a lane to get out and make a play. Important for Notre Dame to stick with the plan that's been so effective for them the whole night long. Stay after him, keep rushing 5, count on your guys outside to cover them up.
Empty set for Williams. Williams holding that football, and now he just fires one, and it's caught by Michael Jackson. Rush was just starting to arrive when Williams uncorked one.
Excellent job hanging in that pocket and letting Jackson uncover inside, and Caleb was on the money. Notre Dame needs to stay aggressive. They need to stay after him up front. It's been effective for them all night long.
Now 6:20. SC needs points in a hurry. Williams patiently trying to escape that rush and able to, and now he's still on his feet as he is eventually brought down behind that line of scrimmage. It took everybody. Riley Mills was in there forcing the pressure.
Wow, this was wild. It's a four-man rush. It's a game inside. Riley Mills is free. You see Caleb spin out of it. There's Cross. These guys are all around them. This Notre Dame front has been relentless, staying after him. It's like Barry Sanders playing quarterback. It's unbelievable.
Incredible play just to lose two. Williams gathers the snap. To the outside it goes. Incomplete. Looking for Taj Washington. Thomas Harper shooting there into the backfield. They've done a great job of getting athletes around Caleb Williams. Guys that can run too. And it's giving them fits.
And they're sticking with the plan. That was edge pressure on the side. They brought Harper. Caleb had to throw the ball around him. Inaccurate throw. One more time, this Notre Dame defense has them on their heels. It's 3rd and long. And again, looks like a pressure look pre-snap.
There's movement there. Wide receiver, bottom of the screen. It's Singer who came out of his stance.
False start. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
There's Singer out here. You see the movement, easy call for the officials. 3rd and 17, not easy. In this situation, believe it or not, I do think you got to consider this 4-down territory to keep yourself in this game. Down 18 with 5:32 to go. And I say that, getting a completion that gets you half of it to make it 4th and manageable is a good play.
But in 3rd and long, way too often. Out to Jackson. Now Jackson up and over. And not going to get close to that line of game.
Now it's 4th and 9. They're staying out there. Decision time for Notre Dame. They sub. USC subs. Trying to get the right call from the sideline. Again, I would anticipate the 5-man pressure outside, inside, and man-to-man coverage outside by Notre Dame. Looks like there's some uncertainty. Marcus calls timeout.
Sure did. So Notre Dame timeout. 4th and 9. SC's got to have it. We come back. The story of this night has been the pressure on Caleb Williams. 43 dropbacks, 5 sacks, 2 hits, 14 hurries. It's the most he's been sacked this year, and he has struggled throwing interceptions in the face of that pressure. Now 4th and 9, will Al Golden dial it up again.
Well, just the philosophy of Lincoln Riley is there's a lot of 5-man protection. There's not a lot of 6- and 7-man protection to try to combat this pressure. They try to block with 5 guys and count on Caleb to get the ball out or make a play with his feet. So be interesting here to see what they do. I would anticipate Al Golden dialing up a 5-man pressure, counting on his guys outside to cover him up. They do not want Caleb Williams to extend this play.
Showing pressure. Now Bertrand moves to another gap. Williams is going down. He is hit, just trying to get rid of that football. Jalen Sneed shot into the backfield.
On the field as the quarterback's forward progress was stopped. There's no fumble, no pass.
Pressure, pressure, and more pressure. Athletes all around him. Jalen Sneed arrives for the sack.
Heat, heat, and more heat for Notre Dame. It's pressure here. It's backer here. It's move here. It's other backer right here. It's a 5-man rush on 4th and long. One more time they get to Caleb Williams.
And one more time
of the game.
Audric Estime straight up the middle. He goes and inside the 10.
Jack, we talked at the outset of this ball game. I don't care who your skill guys are on either side. Football games are one up front. This Notre Dame offensive line had to show up, and they did. This Notre Dame defensive line, their pressure had to show up and affect that guy right there. Arguably the best player in college football, and give Al Golden and his defensive staff a ton of credit for the plan they came up to keep Caleb Williams in the pocket and limit his big playmaking ability. They did it right from the get-go. They did on the last 4th down of the ball game. Now Notre Dame is running it out.
Heavy formation. Give the football to Estime. And Estime rumbles ahead, maybe got a yard there. And you think about USC in this upcoming schedule. You got number 16 Utah coming up, Cal, number 7 Washington, number 8 Oregon.
USC.
As SC takes a timeout, number 18 UCLA as well. It's the 3rd most difficult schedule remaining in the FBS, and so it gets a lot harder. And one of the Heisman favorites you're looking at right there, and then a night like this, you can only imagine what he's thinking about over there on the sideline.
Yeah, it sure does. And as good as they were in the early part of this season, this night and going forward will be a challenge for this team and for that guy right there. And there's been one 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, Archie Griffin, 1974 and 75 at Ohio State. A lot of guys have won earlier in their careers and haven't been able to repeat, and it's easy to see why. A tough stretch coming up. University of Washington, big win today. Michael Penix in the mix. He was a difference maker. So as this college season comes down the stretch, both for teams and individuals, impactful night.
Now a 3rd and 2 as the Irish try to put this game away.
Bet they hand it to number 7.
Good bet. Estime in the backfield in shotgun. Give him the ball. Now Estime headed toward that line to gain, but he runs into the arms of Tackett Curtis, and he's stopped up just short.
Timeout. USC, their 2nd of the half.
So Marcus Freeman's coming off that tough loss, and you could just see him smiling with the way his team's played. So we're talking the Heisman, Matt Leinart, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, some of these notable Heisman campaigns trying to run it back the next year. Jameson Winston, of course, Lamar Jackson, Bryce Young. So everybody's asking, and it sure felt like, could he be the guy that goes and runs down Archie Griffin, only 2-time Heisman winner? Some of the favorites, Pac-12. How about the Pac-12 in this final year? Penix, saw that amazing game of Penix, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams right in the mix. All those guys at the top of that Heisman chart. Night like this will not help number 13. Spencer Schrader from 23, and he's got it. This reminds you a little bit of that Clemson game last year, doesn't it?
Sure does.
41-20, all Notre Dame. So we mentioned before the break, just being in this building, it flashes you back a bit to when Clemson came to town last year. Clemson came to South Bend undefeated, 8-0. Notre Dame disappointing, 5-3. Everybody was down on Marcus Freeman. Criticism was everywhere. And one of their best nights, really their best night of the season. And this just throws you back, reminds you of it. This is Branch. And Branch brings it out across the 15.
It sure does, and give credit to Marcus Freeman and his staff to get the spirit of this team right, to come back after the tough loss last week, and this is the big reason for it. Al Golden's defense, comprehensive rush plan to affect this guy, keep him in the pocket, limit his big playability, cover him on the back end. They did it a lot of different ways throughout the night. The common theme was he had nowhere to move in the pocket. He had nowhere to throw it. Time and time again, it started early. It continued till this last drive. It's been the difference in this ball game. You don't see Caleb Williams in this USC offense play like this very often.
Williams drops, flips it to the outside. Williams lost the football, ball is loose, and it's scooped up. Watts into the end zone. Have a night, Xavier Watts. My goodness. Cam Hart keeps knocking these footballs out.
Watts needs to throw it into the Heisman pose. 2 interceptions tonight, setting up Notre Dame in the low red zone, and then he scoops up a fumble and runs it in himself. This Notre Dame defense has been dominant. Talk about game-changing plays, and Lincoln Riley is just shaking his head. Wow.
And that smile on Al Golden's face, defensive coordinator over there, says it all, doesn't it? Been a masterpiece by him.
Caleb gets the ball out of his hand quickly. Gets it into Mauro Williams' hands. He's going to try to make a move. This is Cam Hart. It's textbook. Uses the right hand to punch it out. And Xavier Watts, this guy's been everywhere. Talk about a ball hawk. The guy used to play for the Chicago Bears named Peanut Tillman. He was the master at that right there. Cam Hart's been watching some Peanut tape. Going to put that one on the clinic reel for a long time. What a performance by this Notre Dame defense. That guy is the best player in the country right there. He's looked pedestrian all night long.
Number 10 for USC.
Marcus Freeman and his staff. Amazing job getting this team back after the tough loss last week. He said he was looking for elite competitors. Don't tell me what we're playing. We're playing pickleball on a Wednesday afternoon, or we're playing USC on Saturday night at our place. We're looking for guys who want to compete. They've done that tonight.
It's always strange when you see Superman look human.
Yeah.
Watts, a career night, 2 interceptions, the fumble return for the touchdown, and he was setting up the offense for the entirety of this evening for touchdowns. Great field position throughout, thanks to that defense.
I think it's a good idea to keep Caleb Williams on the sidelines. Great look at Al Golden right there, defensive coordinator here at Notre Dame. He's just an outstanding football coach, and we had such a good visit with Al this week, and he was talking about the plan for Caleb being very similar to the plan they had when he was coaching with the Bengals when they played Mahomes and the Chiefs. The rush plan, do things a few different ways to keep him in the pocket. Don't let him extend plays. And then the coverage plan on the back end, the mix of man-to-man and zone. They put that plan in place here tonight, and this Irish defense has executed beautifully.
You can't help but think, what if Notre Dame had just beaten Louisville last week as they hand this football straight up the middle, and Louisville lost to Pitt 38-21. Weird even just saying that out loud. 38-21, game didn't end too long ago. And so Notre Dame fans now just have to think about that with a new quarterback coming into the game, and Miller Moss. Back up, sophomore. Played some this year and had some opportunity late. And this football away, and the ball comes out of Joyner's hands, and Notre Dame
Ruling on the field is
defense
a fumble, recovered by Notre Dame, first down.
with another takeaway. This is surreal.
Talk about a shark smelling blood. There's blood in the water, and this Notre Dame defense is getting after it. This is Joyner trying to keep the play alive.
Could it be Watts?
Can't be Watts. There's no way it's Watts. 2 interceptions, picked up a fumble, forced a fumble. Xavier Watts has been all over the place for the Irish tonight.
It's one of the best games a defender has ever played inside Notre Dame Stadium.
What a feeling for Marcus Freeman. He had a rough week. A lot of scrutiny when you're the head football coach at Notre Dame, and you know, you try to stay insulated, but you feel the noise on the outside, and you have to be a beacon for everybody in the organization. Get everybody's mind and spirit right, and Marcus Freeman has done that. To see your team go out there and perform, what a feeling. Exhilarating night for Marcus and his Irish football family.
How hard is that after a loss like that last week? Everybody's disappointed, everybody's talking about you, the criticism, you try to ignore it. You know you have a huge game coming back up for a head coach. What kind of a challenge is that?
It's an unbelievable challenge, and you know, we've talked about this with Marcus before, and you know, people value genuine leadership, and I get that, but when you're the head coach and you lose a game like you did against Louisville, sometimes genuine means I want to pull the covers over my head on Sunday morning, and you can't do that. You have to lead the entire program, and Marcus Freeman has done that. You pop out of bed, you have great energy and juice in the office, and everybody can feed off of your spirit. And this Notre Dame team has done that. They did it right from the start. They're still doing it now.
Estime still has plenty of juice as he picks up that first down. It was really interesting talking with him, and he was saying that, you know, I sit in that office, especially after that hard loss, and I'm thinking about what I want to say to the team, and I'm going through my notes, and same things I'm telling myself to get up and keep moving forward. I go and I say it to the team with so much conviction because I have to believe it, I have to hear it, and they need to hear it too.
Self-talk,
they heard it.
Yeah, self-talk is a powerful thing for leaders. Talking to yourself, conveying those same messages to your team, and to be able to communicate in a way that where they respond, that's the biggest deal, and this Notre Dame team has done it. The defense led them today. Amazing performance, keeping Caleb Williams and this USC Trojan offense under wraps. The offense did what they needed to do to play winning football. It was complementary football, a collaborative effort, and one of the challenges of college football is one game of your schedule can really impact what's going to happen at the end of the year. So for USC, it's a tough road ahead, but they got the quarterback, they got the coach, they got a lot of people. They can make a little run themselves and get right back in the mix.
One more kneel down from Hartman. And this will be a night that Al Golden will think about and smile for a long, long time. And you mentioned those matchups that he had with Patrick Mahomes. And when he was going through the game plan yesterday, it just felt like he had been in this situation before. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He said, I want to double team that quarterback. Forget about the receivers. And now you have the fans rushing the field.
What a night here in South Bend. Reigning Heisman Trophy winner comes to town. This Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense got after him pretty good. Clock's going to 0. School's out. Place is up for grabs.
Fireworks exploding in the air. You think this rivalry means something to both these schools? You better believe it.
Wow.
Look at this scene.
If you're a Notre Dame student, you'll remember this for the rest of your life. Do you remember the night we beat USC and Caleb Williams and we stormed the field? Great stuff.
Let's go down to Zora with the head coach and Marcus Freeman.
Coach, a familiar scene for you about a year ago. We were right here, but this time it comes off the heels of 4 ranked opponents in a row, 4 primetime games in a row, a tough stretch. What did it take to gut this one out?
You know, it took a lot of execution. It took taking a deep dive into what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, you know. And as I told this group, elite competitors don't care what happened the week before. it's our choice to make sure we do have the mental discipline and the mental toughness to do what it takes to have success. And credit to these players, man. They work their tails off, and these coaches.
Your defense forced 5 turnovers. Coming into this, when I talked to your linebacker and senior captain, J.D. Bertrand, he said the unit was hungry. How did they show it against the reigning Heisman Trophy winner?
Well, I think the entire team was hungry now. You know, we had a sour taste in our mouth, but the reality is that I told those guys, every play, just compete against that guy. He's going to make plays, man. He is a great football player, but be relentless in terms of your effort and your attitude on how you attack that guy. And to come up big with 5 turnovers is really impressive.
I know you say one play, one life around here, but how long are you going to let your guys celebrate this one?
Well, you know, we're going into a bye week, you know, so we're going to take a little bit of time and enjoy this. Usually I say 24 hours. It might be 48 hours on this one, and let's enjoy it. I'm proud of the way these guys have battled. It's never easy to lose, especially here, but I'm glad these guys fought back, and I'm so proud to be a part of this amazing university. Our fans were crazy tonight, and we're going to celebrate.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Will.
Let's bring in Xavier Watts now. My guy, you had a coming out party today. 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a scoop and score. What were you seeing out there?
Just thank you to all my teammates. I mean, none of that would have happened without them. All the pressure they brought, the good coverage down the field. So everybody was just doing their job is what helped me be able to make plays. You
talked about your teammates. So many of them have mentioned how you all have stayed together this last month. How did that camaraderie set you all up for success today?
100%. I mean, at the end of the day, we all just need to believe in each other. We all live each other. I mean, we work out every day with each other. We practice we're with each other 24/7. So just staying together just makes us a lot stronger, and it showed up today.
All right, go join your team. Thank you.
How about that shot?
Something else.
And Marcus Freeman, always on to the next game, on to the next week. Into the bye week, there you go. Says 48 hours, I think we'll take. Celebrate this one.
Take 72, Marcus.
Take 72 might be the correct number. Mental discipline, the toughness he talked about. Man, what a belief. How about that with Joe Cool?
Doesn't get better than that right there. Joe's excited.
There was every celebrity, everybody tied to this rivalry. You just saw them walk onto the field one after another. Heisman Trophy winners, you name it. Everybody was here to watch this game, and everybody can't wait to come back and watch these two schools who's been a part of this in the past. And Notre Dame and all of those people described, Joe Cool included, leave with a big smile. What was most impressive about this one?
Well, iconic sign, play like a champion today, and that's what they did. Marcus Freeman was looking for elite competitors. That's what they were. Going into this game, I felt like Notre Dame had a shot to win if they played a certain way. I did not see this coming at all. The defense was dominant. They made this amazing offense and this amazing player look pedestrian all night long. The rush plan was off the charts. The guys covering on the back end, making these game-changing plays by taking the ball away, and then Notre Dame offensively did what they needed to do. So what was most impressive to me was the spirit they played with, the toughness they played with against a really talented player and a really good offensive team, and certainly a night to remember for everybody here in South Bend.
Don't forget about this 4-game stretch and the tough stretch it was for this team. You know, talking to Sam Hartman, he said it's been an 8-game bender, really. When you think back, it's just been a battle, a weekly battle. And for it to end like this. Who's that, Estime in the mix?
He is. He's right in the middle of it.
He's not leaving anytime soon. And rightfully so.
Go ahead, Audric.
22 touches, 95 yards. couple of touchdowns. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. And later tonight, Saturday Night Live is all new live from coast to coast. And next Saturday, Big Ten, NBC, starting 3 Eastern, then 7 Eastern, NBC and Peacock. Number 2, Michigan heads to East Lansing to take on Michigan State. For Zora Stevenson, I'm Edwin Reed, Jason Garrett, our entire crew. I'm Jack Collinsworth saying so long from South Bend. You've been watching Notre Dame football. Presented by Discover. All Irish tonight.